Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing this kind of mesh reveal or logo reveal, whatever you want to do. Kind of this particle reveal noise texture tutorial. Super easy to do. It's the instancing things on the actual face, distorting with noise, and then reversing kind of the motion in order to have this kind of reveal. Let's jump right in. So what we can do is let's just first do it on, I guess, a Suzanne or something to make it really easy. So we're going to make a new mesh. So we're going to do Shift A, mesh. Let's do Suzanne here. Okay, cool. Let's scale a little bit. Let's apply the scale. Let's do a subdivision surface. And let's do shade auto smooth. Great. And we're going to go to geometry nodes and we're going to add a modifier and we're going to do geometry nodes here. And then it should be good. Yes. Cool. So we're on it here and we're good to go. Awesome. So we have the mesh right here. So what we can do is we can distribute some points on the faces. So distribute points on faces and we're going to take this mesh data. Look how this is going. So this will be like a regular, I guess not a regular, this will be like a random point distribution. And you just increase it to be as dense as we want. I think this is fine. We can do that. Let's do a Poisson disk and let's make the density much higher. And then the distance min, let's make it like 0.05, like a 5 centimeter radius. And that should be pretty good. It's nice and dense. We increase this a bit more if we can, I guess. Just make it like 100. And then make it 0.08, 8 centimeters, a bit more regular. It's looking pretty good. Awesome. Okay, so we have the points going through, and then what we want to do is we're going to want to take these points, and then we're going to instance something on it. I'll make it really easy. I'll do a cone, so it's straightforward. So instance on points. We're going to do this cone, and we're going to scale this down like a whole bunch. So let's make this radius like 0.05, 0.025, something like this. Is this a lot? This seems to be okay. Maybe make the depth a bit bigger. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, and then now we have all these kind of cones pointing. I like the cones because then you can see the directionality of it because it's pointing in a certain direction. It makes it easier to see for the effect. Let's just align the rotation. So we're going to do align, rotation to vector, plug it in. We're going to do a capture attribute right here, and we're going to do a normal. This should work. No, it's not. I think it's because we have the points here. So we're going to pull this back here, this, and now it's working. So it wasn't working on the point data because we lost kind of the directional normal stuff because this is kind of like a point cloud. Once you kind of move all of that. And so we want to have the face normal data kind of passed all the way through. That's where we're putting it back here. Nice. Now we have these little points looking everywhere. They're all pointing out. It looks cool. I'm happy with it. And then what we can do is then do the noise for it. So we have this. I'm happy with it. We're going to go to set position and we're going to use a noise texture. Pop this in the offset. Everything's moving in one direction. So let's do a vector math. Let's do a minus 0.5 and then let's do a scale. Okay, we do the scale. We see it all kind of going everywhere, which is looking good. I'm happy with it. And then one thing to think about is if we make this really small for the overall scale, it will have less of kind of that like point cloud kind of vibiness. And so we have this as the driver, and then this is coming in. That can then define mesh coming back. So we have this kind of cloud motion. But what I want to also have on this is we can then have this be flipping as well. So when it goes to 0 on the scale, it's having 0 displacement, and we kind of have the mesh kind of reveal. And obviously it goes to a certain amount, and it kind of just looks like this, noisy mess of a whole bunch of points, kind of just a point cloud. So what we can also do is do a rotation, which I think let me try. There's 2 spots where we can do it. Let's just try it here first. Let's pull it to 0. Let's just see. We do this, everything's there. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the X value. Is it rotating differently depending on where you are? It is. Yes. It's fun. I like it. It's a bit trippy. So now we have this going. So let's also go back to our scene and do 60 FPS. And let's just do, I don't know, like a 4-second animation. So that would be 240 frames. It's gonna be a lot of frames for me to render. I hope my computer survives. We'll find out. And let's just do a float curve on this. And we know this is gonna go from tau. So let's just do a combine XYZ. We have this going in. Pop this in one here. We're gonna do a float curve. And we're gonna do a scene time. We have the frames divided by, let's say, 240. Nice, this is coming through. I like having the float curve here because then we can change the linear interpolation if we want to. We don't have to though. We can do a math right here. And let's just do, what happens with pi? Yeah, it needs to be tau. That's just 2 pi, 360. Is it working? Let's see. Oh, this is adding. Whoops. Multiply. Okay. Yep, it's looking cool. Okay, so the center part right here, we can then remap and have it kind of go a little bit different. We do a little bit of an S curve here. It'll be moving quick and then slow. I'm happy with that. I might change the curve to be a bit tighter and looser. Let's see how that works. Nice. Has some good motion. I might actually just bring it in like this. So it has more tails, then it's moving, then it goes. So maybe here we want to have it to be linear. We could do like this. Get out. It's too quick. Let's tail it. I'm happy with that, but I think this is nice to be right. Quick flip. Yeah, this is fine. Obviously, you can play with like ad nauseum, but this is kind of good enough rotation. So that's kind of coming through. We know it's going one rotation over 4 seconds because that's the 240 frames. And then we can take this and then we can use the same kind of thing to kind of take this scene timing. Let's just grab this right here, scene time, and let's get another float curve. And then this can also drive the overall displacement. You know, it's going from 0 to 1, which means it can go in the scale. So we don't have to go hit 0 there, and like this probably would work. Let's just see. Only going to displace out to, yep, cool. And let's multiply this, multiply, oops, nope, math. Let's multiply this by like 5. Might be too quick. Yeah, now it's just kind of having this morphing effect. So we could do instead is have the 0 part hit a bit more linearly and have this scale and then go up. Let's try this. Maybe increase to 8. Kind of happy with it, but I want some overall noise to be happening through here as well. So the scaling looks good. So this is fine, but we want to actually add some noise so it's moving over time as well. So we can do that with mixing another noise texture rate. So let's do that with the way of mixing noise textures to have it kind of mix between the two. So we're gonna do a mix node and we're gonna mix a vector. It's gonna be this going in, and then we're gonna have another guy. Let's just do this, Shift D. And then the idea is we have it move through as a W 4D. So let's do a 4D here. And then we can have it move through and do two different ones. So we're still having it normalized by the minus 0.5, which is nice, but we're having it go through a different step. Okay, so we have this coming through. We're gonna wanna have another scene time, another this, and another float curve. Whoops. This one's going to stay linear, hook it up, it's in the value, perfect. And so then now we have a number here going from like 0 to 1, right? So that will be good. But then what we want to have here is for these W's to kind of change. So we're going to have 2 different W values coming in, right? So let's say we have a W, let's say this one is going to be at 0, and this one could be like -5 or like +5 or something. We can just choose the different things, but we want to have a delta of like, let's say 5. So let's just kind of map it out right now. So right now this is from 0 to 1. So if we do a math node, math, and we do a multiply, we pop this in. Let's say 5. Let's add it as a parameter. So let's say a value here. Let's say 5. And this comes in here. So now we know that this is going from now 0 to 5 over 240 frames, right? So if I plug this in here, we now know it's going from 0 to 5. So at 5, or at the end, it's going to be at 5, right? If we plug this in as well, it's going to go from 0 to 5. If I plug this in here, it's going to then have it go through the same, and it's going to map to the same exact like parameter. But I want to have this loop perfectly. So that means this is now starting at 0, and then we want to have this kind of end at 5. So if I subtract 5 here, it should just work. If I just do this, I say subtract 5. Now let's like look at this math and kind of see how this is flowing. So this one's at 0. The factor is starting fully on this guy. It's going to be at 0. Okay, cool. And then at 5, it would be at 5. At the end of it, at 1, it'll be at 5, right? But we're mixing it with this one, which is -5, which we know that means this was going from basically -5 to 0. It's fully on that one. So the zeros line up, and it will mix perfectly. So let's just check. Oh yeah, but we're losing the scale because the overall value of everything is so much lower. It's important. Oh wait, I didn't put it in 0 here. My bad. Let's see. It's moving a bit too quick. Let's lower this to like 2. Still too much. Let's do 1. There. I'm happy with that. So now we're getting some motion. Now they're moving a little bit. It's not completely still. Nice. I think this is kind of nice. It works. It's pretty easy. So let's just set a material render up. Do set material. Do this guy. And then we're pretty much good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go add a plane, grab Z, scale 15, apply scale, cool. Change this, go here. We're gonna add ray tracing, take that up. Nice, now I'm in shading. And then we're gonna add some material. So I think on this guy, we can just do this and let's just add this closer and we'll just make it easy. So my easy hack, what is it? It's subsurf, max it out. Then we increase the scale a lot. And then now we have these kind of fun colors and shapes and shading. So maybe we'll do something like this inside. Honestly, just high contrast, something like this might be good enough. So if we do subsurf and lower it, let's just increase. Kind of like just like this. This is just easy. I can make this like black or something, a really dark red like this. And the roughness low. Is it good or better or worse? Let's just see. And then obviously, I think you probably want to extend the particle motion a bit longer for the reform. So I might do that in the actual render, but I don't want to render like 5,000 frames. So I'm kind of lazy. But let's just do, I'm just going to change this or this even less, like 200 and light area up there. Like this, scale it, make it like geometry nodes. I might actually change the timing of this really quick. Okay, whatever. Light 1000 maybe. Nice. Get that rim lighting, those highlights now, which is nice. And then maybe 1000's too much. Let's just color it. And then the camera. Cool. Let's do cool. And this point light. It's like here. The color's like right there. So if I did green, actually it's the most contrasting. Nice. Okay. This is good. Yeah, so this is kind of the final look now that I've kind of tinkered with it a little bit. Started to go contrasting colors, mostly color the mesh through lighting to make it easy. So I did some different colors here, and it's kind of reflecting through. Yeah, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.